Welcome, everybody, to episode 160 of the Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created, and to bring you guys on the nerd news you need to know in a timely fashion so you can go about your day, get back to your business, and, we haven't brought him up in a while, but you can get back to your water cooler, look at that asshole Bob right in the eyes and say, you know what, Bob? I know what the fuck's going on. Do you know what the fuck's going on? I don't think so, Bob. You don't know shit.
Do people really have water coolers anymore? I haven't seen one in a long time.
That's a good question, Ryan. Well, that's for another show, though. I'm Brian West, the hostess with the mostest. Woohoo!
And
that
I'm
beautiful
Ryan
man right there.
And I'm Ryan Thompson, and I am alive. That's all I'm glad for.
You're alive?
I am alive. I did not.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I totally forgot that you missed like the last 15 episodes and left me high and dry, and I had to do live episodes just because I needed someone to talk to because I was so lonely because you weren't here.
I feel really bad that I had to leave you all by your lonesome.
I mean, your butt did not show up to work, Ryan, again. Is it because you got all butthurt again about the Steelers and their 15-game losing streak they're on?
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
I actually heard that you had rectal glaucoma. You couldn't see your ass coming to work.
Yeah, it was a nice week or a week and 2 days of recovery. So
whatever. You know what? You get sick on your own time. I don't pay you to be at home sick. We don't do sick days. Exactly. I don't pay you at all.
Wait, so there's money involved?
Well, I mean, there's money involved for me. For you, you get the wonderful aspect of my friendship.
To have a 50-50 split here, that's...
I give you 50% of all the hugs, Ryan. Come here, give me a hug. Why are we talking about money? I've told you we don't talk about money on this show. You leave that to me. I handle all the finances.
It's not my fault you brought it up.
I didn't bring it up. You brought it up.
You bring... Oh, I was going to say you bring things up, but,
You will forget about the money.
I never forget about the money, Brian, because I have the secret bank account that you don't even know about. Where you think is the money is actually just... Oh, what are you groaning about?
My arm, it's sore. My shoulder's sore.
Sore from what? Being old?
No, I was I got my tattoo that I've been working on. We've been talking about on the show a lot. I did another session. 5 hours in the booth. 5 hours.
On just this last one?
Yeah, the tattoo in the tattoo chair, man. I sat in there and so they went up higher and it didn't really hurt that much, but right here on the shoulder bone.
Yeah.
Well, here. You want to see it? You want to see it,
yeah.
Ryan? All right, everybody.
I've seen the picture, but I haven't seen it.
So Darth Vader, work in progress, keeps going. There we go. I got the Death Star.
And there's got some green in there. Is it turning on?
Yeah, so when it's all said and done, I got to go in for another session, probably another 5 hours, but... Good night, honey.
Hi, babe.
My wife is high-fiving me over there from the distance.
Hi, Holly.
Anyway, what was I saying? Anyway, my wife's trying to distract me. So anyway, I got, you can see I got a little green in there, so I had her put in the primary ignition. So when it's all said and done, I got one more probably 5-hour session. It's going to probably put it all together, but we're going to touch up the green. But yeah, it's got some green in there. She did a fantastic job on the Death Star.
Dude, how does she keep stuff so straight? That's what I want to know.
Because she's a professional, and anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, Jessie at Art Lab Studios in Federal Way, if you need a tattoo, she's your girl. She's amazing. But yeah, so anyway, she got right up here at the shoulder, the bone right here. I could literally feel the vibration all the way into the base of my skull. It went right up there.
It's just like the little tiny needle. Oh
yeah.
I don't know if I could do it.
No, I mean the needle didn't hurt. Don't be a wuss. That part was fine. It's just the vibration. You could feel it vibrating all the way into your skull. And then she did, okay, I gotta get close for this, you guys. This is an amazing piece of work here. Look at that.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, so she put in Anakin, and when I saw it, I was like, holy shit, it looks like a 3D thing.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
Yeah, so when it's all said and done, we gotta find something to put in this little spot right here, because the Death Star ended up being a little bit bigger, just to for scale than we anticipated. So, but yeah, she's gonna wrap around the cape, and she's gonna put some color in here and fade this all in. So it's gonna look pretty.
You have him and Luke fighting on the one side, and you should have him and Obi-Wan, like him slicing through Obi-Wan in just a robe.
I mean, I got all this back here. I guess I could put some more shit in, but yeah, my simple cover up. In case you guys didn't know. This little flame right here, this is actually a cover-up. I used to have a Superman tattoo. Right now, Jeff is crying at home. Our friend, if you know who Jeff is, he's one of our faithful 50 members who loves Superman. I was very upset when I got this covered up, but yeah, this is a cover-up job. So yes, like I said, if you need a tattoo and you live in the greater Seattle, Puget Sound area, I have a tattoo artist who's amazing. Jesse, you're the best.
We should have your tattoo artist on the show.
Hey, I could go live. I could do a Geek Dad Report live episode next time I'm in the chair. Be a lot of vibrating. But anyway, so I did that. So 5 hours, my arm is a little bit sore this week.
We'll do a live show while you're getting your tattoo.
Live from I will say this. I do not know how good I could be on a live show because your mind when you hit the parts that when she hits the parts that hurt, your mind starts getting distracted. And there's a few times where I'd be right in the middle of a conversation with her, and I just like completely lose my train of thought because I'm like, that hurts.
Yeah, you have to get like something to bite.
No, it doesn't hurt that bad. God, you need a tattoo. They don't hurt that bad. Look, right in here is supposed to be the worst. It was fine. Believe it or not, of all this stuff, so I've got all these now. This one right here, that one hurt really bad because whenever she hit it, it would like fire would shoot into nerves into my hand.
And like your hand would just start twitching?
Yeah, my finger would start twitching. I kept thinking I was like in Empire Strikes Back when Luke gets the fake hand, like ding, 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 ding. And then right here, right on the inside. I think we showed that on the show. I got super black and blue right here. This part, this hurt. But
yeah, see that stuff that part. The Luke and the lightsaber battle looks a lot more clear now since you've healed up.
Yeah, and we're going to put some more color in there. It's a little bright with the yellow, so we're going to actually put a little more green and red in there and highlight it up when it's all said and done. But there you go, everybody. Brian's weekly, monthly update on his tattoo. God, just don't ask me how much it costs. This thing is not cheap.
The other whole sleeve.
I don't know. I'm not necessarily a sleeve kind of guy, but it's definitely, I guess it's kind of starting to get there, right?
Yeah.
So nobody better ever accuse me of not living the nerd life because, I don't just wear cool t-shirts. I got cool tattoos, too.
I'm going to get a giant kaiju on this side of my chest and then a giant...
Fucking kaiju. Why not? Just do it on your back, though. Don't do it on your chest.
A kaiju fighting a Jaeger.
No, what you should really do, listen, if you're going to be like a badass about it, you should get like a kaiju on this arm and a Jaeger on this one going across, and then like they meet like right here.
Yeah.
That would be
going across my chest.
It looked like a fucking Pacific Rim shoulder pad.
Yeah. And then I'll get a shit ton of money for Pacific Rim 3.
That would be pretty badass.
I'll be there.
Lie.
Guy.
Are we gonna talk tattoos all night? I want to show everybody this cool shirt I got. Look at this holiday shirt.
Yeah, that's about as Christmas as anybody needs to get.
That's not true. Christmas is great. I got a great Death Star tree ornament.
Yeah, I've
maybe
seen that. Maybe
at the end of the show, I'll show all of you. I gotta move my computer, but maybe I'll do that for you guys. We'll see. I'll think about it. I got a lot of wires and shit connected.
Dun, dun, dun.
Christmas is great. Do you not like Christmas? Are you a fucking... Are you a Scrooge? A bah humbug?
No. I never said I didn't like Christmas.
I think you don't like Christmas. What don't you like about Christmas?
I'm just not as...
Was there a Santa Claus who got you put on his lap and he made you feel his candy cane?
Yes. Although the candy canes...
Was it recently?
The candy cane.
What?
I said I never actually got to see the candy cane. But Santa let you feel the candy cane.
Do you know there's a whole subsect of Santa Claus porn? I read that somewhere recently. That's so weird.
I'm sure Christmas. You can find somewhere on the internet if you really want.
I feel like that's your search for history. You should probably delete that before the family finds out. I'm not judging. I mean, hey, you do what you got to do, boo. You do you, man.
Well, maybe I'll just start drinking a little more before.
Whatever. All right, well, you know what, guys and gals? We have an action-packed episode for you. Sorry if we've been rambling for a little bit. Me and Ryan have not seen each other. It feels like forever. But we're back, and we got all kinds of news. We got some cool trailers to break down. We have the most viewed trailer of all time. We're gonna break it down tonight on the show. I have a recommendation. I don't know if Ryan did. I didn't ask him before the show.
I definitely have a recommendation.
We got some recommendations. We don't have a main topic, but that is on purpose. We actually have a lot of news this week, and since it's the season of Christmas, next week a little show announcement. Unless there's major news, unless there's a big Star Wars trailer that could possibly drop, we are going to pretty much have an entire episode dedicated to Christmas shit. So we'd like to know now what you guys want to talk about. We would love to hear recommendations for just weird Christmas shit. Like, hey, we want you guys to spend 10 minutes talking about the Norwegian Christmas tradition. All right, we'll fucking do that. Don't you tempt us with a good goddamn time. But yeah, we're going to have a whole episode next week dedicated to Christmas. And then we'll probably take a week or two off just for the holidays. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. We haven't decided yet. But
I'm going to be not working my normal job, so I'll be free.
All right, well then fuck it. We're going to work through the holidays because we're a bunch of badasses, and that's what we do. And we love you guys.
When everyone else is taking a break, you're going to be
exactly. We're not like those slackers. We're going to work through the holidays and get that double time pay. But anyway, yeah, we got a lot of stuff for you guys today, so we're going to get into it in just a second. We're going to get into the ninja news in just 1 minute. I just got to finish this drink I've been nursing.
Well, you got Scotch.
Yeah, I didn't tell you about my new Scotch that I bought.
Is it a fancy Scotch?
Well, it's not fancy. It's kind of cool. And I mean, I guess, all right, I know we say we're getting the news, people, but this does kind of pertain to the news and to Christmas and the season, right?
This sounds like something that we could have a sponsor break.
Well, fuck. If they want to sponsor us, I'm all about that action, boss. But no, I've been drinking my White Walker, Johnny Walker, special Game of Thrones edition Scotch.
So it's official, it's not like a knockoff.
No, I didn't draw this with a pencil. This is a real fucking deal. We announced it on the show a while ago. The Game of Thrones for their final season was going to start doing tie-ins. And one of the tie-ins, they have some beer and shit. I haven't seen that. But I heard they were doing a Scotch. And I saw it. And I bought 2 bottles. I'm glad it's good because I bought 2 bottles. Yeah, Game of Thrones White Walker by Johnny Walker, blended Scotch whiskey, limited edition. It's pretty cool on the back. It talks about Game of Thrones a little bit, and then it says, right here, you freeze for an unexpected icy reveal. You know what that reveal is, Ryan?
That guy got a giant White Walker crown.
Jon Snow dies. Spoiler alert.
Oh, they spoiled the ending? That's very terrible marketing.
Well, I don't know if he dies again. Also a spoiler alert. No, it's pretty cool. So when you put this in the freezer, you freeze it. The whole bottle kind of frosts over, and all these little blue lines right here, there's all these bright, glowing blue lines that come through it. And then right here on the side, it says winter is here. It's pretty cool. How do I know this? Well, like I said, I have 2 bottles. I got one in the freezer, and I got this one right here.
That's nice.
And not just that, when you freeze it, his eyes glow blue.
Oh, his eyes get blue?
They're blue now, but they glow. His whole outfit glows blue. It's fucking badass. You can get the bottle for about $40, which isn't too bad. And the Scotch is actually really good. It's got a vanilla blend to it, which is pretty tasty. I'm not a big Johnny Walker fan, but
I'll have to go to the liquor store and grab a bottle just so I can see it.
So I guess this is an impromptu Christmas idea. If any of you guys or gals want to buy your significant other something cool, I don't know a lot of girls that like Scotch, but dudes, you should buy it for yourself and put it from Santa. And ladies, if you want to buy your man in your life something great, if he doesn't drink Scotch, you should immediately dump him and find a man who does drink Scotch. Because real men drink Scotch. And I would recommend
Scotch.
I mean, at least a little bit, right? Or at least a real man should have a bottle of Scotch somewhere in his house.
I got a bottle I don't know. I finished that bottle of Scotch.
Well, I know you
need
drink
a bottle of
Scotch. I'm just saying, like, you should. Every self-respecting man should have some whiskey of a Scotch variety.
I mean, I have like an apple cider whiskey that's like.
Get a bottle of Macallan 12. It's like, or even Glenlivet, $40. It's on the shelf. You'll be like, yes, I have this counter made of rich mahogany.
Scotch, I always feel like I
Scotch.
really need like a super nice glass.
I have a glass. I have a Game of Thrones glass. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do, Ryan? I'm going to drink my Game of Thrones Scotch in my Game of Thrones glass.
Every single episode of the final season.
I'm going to do it. Which I guess is no time like the present to announce that me and Ryan are going to be returning once again for the final season of our award-winning show, the Game of Thrones
Sometime
recap.
in 2019.
We got to come up with a good name for the final season.
For our show?
We should call it Jon Snow Dies in the End.
Yes.
Episode 1.
In the end.
I like that. Anyway, we're going to be coming back. We're going to do a complete review show for the final season of Game of Thrones, but that's not until April. But we are talking about doing it live, so if you guys think that would be a good idea, let us know. But anyway, there you go. Christmas present, not even an impromptu recommendation. White Walker Scotch. It's pretty good.
Get it for your Game of Thrones loving friend.
Yeah, which is pretty much everybody.
Yes.
Except for my wife. She doesn't like Game of Thrones.
My wife does not like it either. I can't even get her to watch an episode of it.
Yeah, last week my wife's friend hopped on the show, and she's talking about she doesn't watch Game of Thrones either. And I was like, you guys should start a club. Your wife can join.
Two of you.
It's called Game of Thrones Sucks. It's called Jon Snow Dies in the End, and we don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's all right. I look at it as a challenge. I got like 5 months to get her on board and watch all 7 seasons before the final season. So I think I'm going to start watching it again anyway. I'm going to watch, episode 1 through whatever episode.
Episode 1? I usually do like the last season.
No, you know what? I don't do that. So I haven't done that yet. So I think I'm going to start probably the next couple of weeks. I'm just going to start episode 1 and just try and knock it out. Get all the way through till by then I might just be done with it. But anyway, that kind of leads us. I know we're 17 minutes in, but we're going to jump into the news right now. That actually leads us into our first ninja news. Yeah, topic of the night. The uppercut of fire dragons. The judo chop of White Walkers.
And the Cobra, or not the Cobra Kai, the Jon Snow, oops, I'm sleeping with my aunt leg sweep.
Ugh! Spoiler! You gotta say spoiler. No. God.
If
Whatever,
you don't
anyway.
know that.
Yeah, so first story of the night, a little Game of Thrones tie-in. That's the long-winded way. That might be the longest transition we've ever done.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet we've done longer.
White Walker Scotch by Johnny Walker. It's amazing.
Yeah. Are not sponsored.
Send me my goddamn check, Johnny Walker, you sons of bitches. You sell bottles of whiskey for $300. You can afford it. So apparently George R.R. Martin has been facing a lot of backlash since Winds of Winter won't be done until 2087. He swears to God that he'll finish his books.
I don't believe him anymore because he's doing all these other shows.
George, you have literally trained us to not trust you.
Yeah, he's working on the prequel show. He's got like the Night Flyer show.
Dude, he just released. Have you watched that yet? By the way, I've got it all DVR'd.
It's on Sci-Fi, right?
Yeah. So okay, I know it's a little side tangent here, but so George R.R. Martin released Night Flyers. I'm gonna try and watch it. We'll try and review it for you guys if you guys haven't checked it out yet. But they're doing a weird thing. Every night's a new episode. I've already got 8 episodes recorded. It's like a 10-episode season, and there's already 8 episodes recorded. So I just decided to record them all, and then I'll binge watch it when it's done. But anyway, side note. But yeah, I mean, George just released like a history of Westeros dragons. It was like 800-page book.
Yeah, that's a huge book. I have it in hardcover. I mean,
wow. What's up, nerd?
Yeah, that's why I know so much about what's happening with the prequel.
But yeah, I mean, listen. George, your books are like your main characters. We fall in love with them, we can't wait to see how it unfolds, and then you fucking kill them way too soon. So, I mean, come on, we're never getting the books, right? Let's be real.
We're not going to get the last book.
We're going to get Winds of Winter at some point.
At some point, we're gonna get the Winds of Winter, and then I don't think we're ever gonna see. Because I remember I finished.
I feel like his last book is going to be called Watch the Show, and it's going to be 7 pages.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, here's an HBO
It's gonna be the scripts for the final 6 episodes, all put in a book.
You're gonna buy the book, but what you're actually buying is HBO Go for a month.
You open the book and inside's a subscription.
Yeah,
code for 1 month.
It's just got like, here's how you redeem your digital subscription, and you can watch Game of Thrones season 6.
Dude, that is amazing. If that is true, I would totally. You know what? That George, I know you watch our show. You should fucking definitely do that. I don't know. Did you see the? I know you weren't on last week. Did you see the teaser trailer?
Yeah, well, not much of a teaser, but
well, I mean, there was some interesting things. So I watched it a few more times, and I don't know if you noticed, but when fire and ice met, it formed a giant wall of dragon glass.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what is it? I thought they were just forming the wall, but I was like, well, that's weird. The wall fell already. But if you watch it, it was like I said, I watched it a few more times, and it was fucking dragon glass. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Ooh, so we're gonna get like a big dragon glass.
I'm wondering if there's gonna be another wall before it's all said and done. I don't know. There was some interesting things. There was definitely it was interesting to see the dragons and the Starks and the Targaryens were definitely clearly against the Lannisters, which I mean they've set that up even at the end of last season. Cersei is ready to declare war on Jon and Daenerys.
Get eaten by a dragon. Get eaten by a dragon and die.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I hope so, but that's just me. But I don't know. Anyway, we are very excited if you have not guessed for Game of Thrones.
Our not sponsor.
Our not sponsor, Johnny Walker. Checks in the fucking mail. But anyway, I'm sure we'll start hearing more about Game of Thrones. Personally, I don't need to really see a trailer. I know last week I ranted that I wanted to see Jon Snow swinging a sword. That's really all I want to see. I don't need to see any actual real footage. Just film Jon Snow
they're still there.
Just film Jon Snow sitting on a throne petting Ghost, and then just have that as the teaser.
Well, sitting on the Iron Throne or sitting on the Stark throne?
Yeah, I want to see. Here's what I want to see for final trailers. I want to see no footage, but I want to see a 30-second trailer of each of the main characters sitting on the Iron Throne doing something cool.
They should just have the marketing should just be each person sitting on the Iron Throne, they rotate it. So it would be Jon Snow, maybe Sansa, and then
Sansa's not sitting on the throne.
Sitting on the throne. There's
3 candidates for people who are going to sit on the throne. It's Jon Snow, Daenerys, or fucking Cersei. And if it's Cersei, everyone's going to burn down HBO.
Yeah, she's going to kill everybody.
All right, moving on. Quick Star Wars. We got a couple quick Star Wars news before we dive into some big trailers that dropped this week. First up is The Mandalorian officially announced its entire cast, which is weird considering I feel like they've filmed almost all the episodes already, but whatever. Most of the stars we already knew, but we have gotten confirmation that Pedro Pascal, who was Prince Oberyn, and most recently Whiskey and The Kingsman, The Golden Circle. He's going to star as the Mandalorian. The cast is being rounded out. It's a pretty good cast. We're getting Gina Carano, who is the MMA fighter, who is also in Deadpool and Fast and Furious. We're getting Emily Swallow. I believe she was the girl. If any of you guys Supernatural fans, which we have some Supernatural news in a little bit too, she played God's sister in Super.
Wasn't Nick Nolte on the cast too?
Yeah, well, I'm not done yet. Carl Weathers, who's best known as Apollo Creed, and the guy who got in Dylan in Predator. All right, I got a question. When I say Carl Weathers, what do you think first? Do you think Apollo or do you think Dylan from Predator?
I think it'll be more Apollo.
I always think of him as Dylan from Predator. That's my first thing I think of him as.
Have you seen the image of him working out?
Yeah. Have you ever seen Action Jackson? That's the real test.
Yeah.
That's when they tried to give Carl Weathers his own action series, and it was pretty good, but, I mean, it was bad, but it was pretty good. Let's see what else we got. We got a few other people, and then as you have noted, Nick Nolte has joined the show, so no word on what they're all playing other than Pedro Pascal, but I'm sure Jon Favreau, Happy Hogan, is got them all doing some cool shit.
And they've already filmed a whole bunch, though, right?
Well, yeah, and they filmed a ton of them, and they've even. So here's the crazy part. So I mean, Kathleen Kennedy is executive producing this, but the people they've gotten to direct this is crazy. They've got Rick Famuyiwa. He did Dope. He's a really good director. Bryce Dallas Howard. This is her first directing job. She is the daughter of Ron Howard, who directed Solo, and she also starred in Jurassic Park. Or Jurassic World. Taika Waititi, the director of Thor Ragnarok, is one of the directors from this. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni, who has been the showrunner for Rebels, Star Wars Clone Wars. He's directing. Favreau, we've obviously know his connections with directing. He directed Iron Man, Jungle Book.
So why is it they're able to keep a tight lip on this thing, but some of the other projects are like...
I don't know.
Spilling out all over the place.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't even care. There's actually been a lot of leaks and stuff. I just don't pay attention to them anymore because I don't want to know. I'm excited. I want to know who's in the movie and like kind of like our show and like roughly what it's about. But I don't want to see set footage. I don't want to see like leaked scripts. I don't want to see any of that crap.
I feel like I'm starting to get to the point where I'm getting really good at just like
kind of avoiding them.
I can just pretend that I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, one of the things I try and do, I know we both do when we're sharing articles and what we put on our site, I really try and stay away from like super spoilers. I know if you guys want to find that stuff, they're on every other website. I just don't want to put them on ours because...
No website that you should not go to.
Listen, I mean, we've always committed to... All the news you need to know will be on our site. So if you like spoilers, we just don't think you need to know that. And that's why we don't put them up.
Just want to be informed.
Yes. Just talk to us right here. You don't need to go anywhere else but right here. But you guys already know that, so I don't know why we're even bringing it up. And then also we got our last little bit of Star Wars news. We got our first look at the Millennium Falcon, the Galaxy's Edge, the Disney ride at Disneyland. They finally finished a lot of it. It's going to open next year. But the big one is the Millennium Falcon ride, and the place it's at are done. So they gave us a look at it. It looks like a giant fucking Millennium Falcon. It's so cool. Yeah. We have not obviously seen it, but there's a lot of cool pictures up on the Facebook page. So you guys should definitely check it out.
They're going to make so much money on all those.
They're going to make all my money. I'm going there. I might go there next year. I won't be there for Disneyland or for the opening in the summer, but we might go there in February. But we're definitely going the year after, 2020. We're going to take a trip there and go check out Star Wars Land.
Oh, it's going to bring a lot of attention back to the park, even though they don't need it. But it's going to be like, all right, kids, you guys can go over there.
Well,
go hang on the Star Wars stuff. See you later.
Well, they're estimating like full capacity for like 6-7 months straight every day. I mean, for this, there's a good chance that they may start limiting the tickets and start telling people they can't go in. The park is gonna get full. It's gonna be a massive attraction.
I look forward to being there someday.
But since we're talking about massive attractions, let's talk about the all-time most viewed trailer of all time drop. Well, the all-time most viewed trailer of all time is a little redundant, but the trailer with the most views of all time dropped earlier this week, and we're going to talk about it right now. What trailer was that, Ryan? Which one do you think it was?
It was the Waterboy Part 2 trailer.
It was the Mary Poppins trailer.
Mary Poppins, still popping it.
It was Mary Poppins 3, still popping it. They haven't even released a sequel, but they've already announced a third one. And no, that's not it. Avengers! The new Avengers dropped a trailer, and we finally know the title. It is Avengers Endgame.
Yep, everyone is going to die.
Which is pretty much one of the names that... Well, first of all, before we talk about the trailer, what do you think about the title of the movie? Avengers Endgame.
The title, it lends a lot to what everyone is assuming it's going to be a restart.
Well, Endgame was one of the ones, I think was like one of the first guest names. I don't know why they waited so long. I mean, Endgame makes sense. I don't know why they decided they had to not tell us what it was going to be.
It makes sense, honestly, because none of those guys are going to be getting any more contracts.
Well, I mean, come on. Benedict Cumberbatch in the movie says, "We're all in the end game now." I mean, like, it's right there in the movie.
Yeah, it's going to be Captain Marvel. It's going to be the end game, but then the start of the new game.
So here's my thing. I think the only reason why they needed to keep it secret is if it had been something like Secret Wars or like a title of something specific that we know from the comics. I don't understand all the secrecy behind Avengers Endgame. I mean, it's a cool title. It makes sense for. I think it makes sense for, like you said, they're all going to be out of contract. Some of these Avengers are probably going to die. There's a good chance that Iron Man or Captain America or both do not make it out of this movie.
Well, I mean, you have to look at it that everybody already knows which character is getting another movie because they've already talked about the next movies. So, yeah. I mean, you know what's going.
What are you trying to say that the official announcement of Doctor Strange 2 is a little weird considering that character's dead?
Yeah, I mean, so.
We're getting a Spider-Man Far From Home trailer this week, next week, and he's also dead. Yeah.
So in game, it's more of a what's the word that?
It feels like a good end spot, like a good period on the sentence that's been the Avengers movies, right? I feel like it's a good fitting into the 4. I don't know, epic movies we've got. It definitely feels like a good bookend to just everything we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
And it also honestly feels like it feels like Marvel's moving into a new, I don't know, not direction, but a new chapter of storytelling.
I think they're going to, I'm willing to bet they're going to go more cosmic.
Yeah, well, that's what they've already said, that they're definitely going. I mean, Miss Marvel is going to be one of the big characters. I talked about her trailer last week. That's clearly a cosmic character. Guardians of the Galaxy is a big hit for them. They want to move. You want to bring in Fantastic Four, X-Men. You've got to get much more, like, just crazy and insane. These characters are a lot more grounded other than Thor. But even Thor Ragnarok went into, like, lunatic cosmos land, right? Yeah. And it was better for it.
Oh, Thor Ragnarok is one of the favorite. My son, he hasn't seen it yet. He's really itching to watch it. We're just trying to find some time.
Dude, my daughters can't even hear Led Zeppelin without going, "Oh, it's a Thor soundtrack." Like dun 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 dun. Ah! I mean, I say that, and you immediately think of Thor coming with like a big lightning axe.
Yeah.
On somebody's head. But yeah, I mean, that's clearly the direction Marvel wants to go, and. This feels like maybe all the characters won't die. I mean, there's a good chance we might see Chris Evans back as Captain America or, Tony Stark or Robert Downey as Tony Stark in the future. But it definitely feels like this is the end of the direction that Marvel has taken these so far, right? Maybe not be the end of all the characters, but it's definitely the end of what they've done to this point.
After 10, 15 years, they're going to be turning over a new leaf.
They're ready to move on. It's like a butterfly it's like a caterpillar who's ready to bust out of its shell and become a butterfly. That's what Marvel's trying to do here. Yeah. But but let's talk about the trailer itself. I really like this trailer a lot, and I liked it because it gave us nothing.
I would say that, and it gave us nothing, but it also gave us what we wanted.
Yeah. Well, it lets you know, like, hey, everybody knows, like, they lost. Thanos won, half of the universe died, and the Avengers lost.
Yeah. Tony Stark drifting all melancholy.
Yeah, and even that speech he gives about, Pepper about, like, hey, don't be sad. Part of the journey is the end. That is such a great line, honestly.
And Tony Stark is it feels like he's lost all that ego.
I also feel like that line was Disney's fuck you to all the Last Jedi haters. Part of the journey, people, is the end. Part of Luke Skywalker's journey is the end of it.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it just because it felt like Tony Stark has finally lost like all that ego. Yeah. And everything that he always carries with himself. And
Captain
then,
America, he lost, and you could see it in his face. Like, he's like, we lost. I don't lose, but we lost. I don't know what to do.
but don't worry, Ant-Man's back.
Oh, yeah. And then, this super sadness is bookend with Ant-Man like, hey guys, remember me? You know what I love about Marvel, too, is we forget that these characters don't all know each other that well, but they don't forget it. Because really, Captain America's met Ant-Man one time. And he's like, hey, remember me? We fought together for like an hour. I grew real tall.
Yeah. But he was like, when was that recorded?
Yeah, that was great. I do also love how many memes we got out of Captain the one Thor scene we got where he's sitting there with his like hoodie up and he has like hat on and everyone. All I saw was like that moment when you realize Thor's about to go into a rap battle with Eminem. It's like. It's like, ugh. I'm about to. There was so many Eminem, there was so many lines from his song from 8 Mile. Yeah. That people were putting that like that moment when you have to own it. It's like, I was like, oh my god, it's great. But yeah, Thor's looking real sad. I just thought it was perfect. You know what? We don't need like an exciting trailer. We lost everybody at the end of the last Avengers movie. This trailer picked up exactly where it should have. It gave us nothing about the plot. It gave us no major set pieces. Jeff, if you're watching this, you can definitely watch the trailer. Our friend Jeff doesn't watch any trailers because he doesn't like anything ruined. I thought this was a perfect trailer. This reminded me a lot of the Star Wars The Force Awakens, that first trailer that made you feel everything you wanted to but gave you nothing.
Yeah, but what they really need to do now is not release any more trailers whatsoever.
Yes, they announced 2 things that were very important. 1, the movie's called Endgame. 2, that it's coming out April 26th, not May. And that is literally all I need to know.
And 3, everyone's sad.
Yes, 5 months we're all going to see Avengers. The end. That's all you need to fucking know. We don't need to see more trailers. We don't need to see 9 trailers. I don't need to like Aquaman 15 minutes of footage. Just fucking April 26th. I already marked it on the calendar. I circled it with a big A and a circle. And I'm going to be there.
Yeah, but not the Anarchy A. You want to do a good
And if Ryan can really fucking butter up to the Disney reps, I might be there sooner. Figure it out, Ryan. I need to get into this movie early.
I'll slap some people around.
So I can spoil the beans for everybody. Be like, they all die. They're all dead.
Ah.
I mean, maybe. You should go see the movie.
Somebody.
All right, anything else you want to say about this Avengers trailer before we move on to the next trailer that was almost equally as amazing?
Oh, yes. There's a lot of trailers.
Nothing else? All right, so moving on. The second trailer we want to talk about tonight is Godzilla, King of the Monsters, released a second trailer, and god damn, it was fucking great.
Which Titan is here to help us?
It did give a little bit. I mean, we just spent 8 minutes talking about how great Avengers is because they gave us nothing, and this Godzilla trailer gives us a lot more plot. But I mean, the second trailer usually does give you more plot, but I don't feel like it gave us too much.
It's Godzilla. I mean,
yeah, that's true. What kind of plot? Godzilla shows up and fucking kills things.
You already know what the whole plot is before you even watch the trailer.
Well, and I think this trailer really sets it up like, hey, here's how this is. There's a shit ton of monsters. We don't know which ones are good, but we know that Godzilla might protect us if we are nice to him. So we're going to throw in with Godzilla against Hydra.
If Godzilla looks rad, that's all I can.
Dude,
really...
the special effects and the monster stuff in this is amazing, and it's got 11. She's great, Millie Bobby Brown. I'll watch her in anything.
The glowing scales on the back of Godzilla.
Well, I also like because he's kind of fat a little bit. He's got the little stubby arms, and he's like, he goes running in. Yeah.
Don't ask him to paint your house.
It was a great trailer. I'm very excited for Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
No, I haven't watched the newest incarnation of Godzilla.
So the first movie? So this is actually a sequel to the original Godzilla. It's actually, here's the thing. A lot of people didn't like it because it took so what it did was it put Godzilla in the background. It followed a soldier and his wife, kind of their story. So basically it was a couple people dealing with giant monsters fighting. So they were the main characters, and Godzilla, like I said, and the monsters were kind of a back piece to it. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. It was well done, well acted. It was very enjoyable. And you did get some killer Godzilla scenes. You just didn't get it from a first-person Godzilla perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I would recommend it. I don't think this movie... I think this movie's doing a good job. I don't think you need to see the first one to watch this. In fact, if anything, maybe watch... I think they're trying to tie it more into King Kong Skull Island than they are the original Godzilla movie. But I would definitely... If you guys haven't seen Godzilla, or Ryan, you definitely haven't... watch it. It's a good movie. It's entertaining. It's fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Maybe we could do a crap-taster.
It's not even crap. It's like 70% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's just a good movie. Yeah. But we could definitely break it down. If you guys want us to review it, I'd be more than happy to review Godzilla. All right, let's see. What else? You got anything else to say about Godzilla before we move on?
No, I'm good for Godzilla.
Did you like that they're going to clearly introduce like 7 or 8 monsters?
Yeah, I was mostly just looking for Mothra because I know that one.
Well, they had Mothra and Hydra. Hydra looks like it's going to be the main villain in this one.
Didn't they have Mechagodzilla?
No, that's not in this movie, but they did. They in the story, Japan created a robot Godzilla.
Okay, yeah, that would be like the next one.
Yes. So we'll see about that one. All right, let's see here. Moving on. Another trailer. We're not really going to break it down, but they released a new trailer. I think it was the first trailer for the Umbrella Academy, a new show coming to Netflix. I want to say February.
Yes.
Based on the Dark Horse comic book series. Looks pretty good. I've not read this comic book series, but I'm very excited for the TV show. Basically, it looks like it follows a bunch of superheroes who were conceived and born in a day and adopted by a weird old dude into some weird academy. And so now we're going to find out these superheroes are all full grown. It definitely looks like a dark take on superheroes.
Yeah, they had the Tiffany song in the background.
Yeah, so. I think we're alone now.
But it definitely made me. I watched it, and now I pulled up my Dark Horse app just to see how far I would have to read.
Yeah, we're gonna check out. There's a lot of Umbrella Academy, so we're gonna try and find a few of them, and we'll do a review on them. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll read them all and tell you guys which ones you should read, or at least give you a little better backstory on this before it launches, but that's not until February, so we got a little bit of time. Let's see what else. Speaking of dark superheroes, Punisher, apparently, Season 2 has a release date. It's coming out in January, and then it will be canceled in February, but until then, it looks pretty great.
Yeah, I'm still wondering why they haven't canceled Jessica Jones yet.
Because they're halfway through shooting Season 3. They've already invested the money, so they're just going to finish it off, and then it'll be canceled. Same with Punisher.
Because I was wondering about that one.
Because why cancel it now? You've already invested the money. Just people are going to watch it. Netflix clearly wants to end its ties with Marvel, and apparently it just came out today that the contracts. We may get Daredevil, Charlie Cox, and and a few of the characters we love on a different platform, but apparently there's a deal in their contract that for 2 years they have to sit on the shelf before anybody else can use them.
Oh, so that's why they're going straight to the streaming services.
Yep, so do not count on Daredevil Season 4 for at least 2 more years, which really sucks.
Well, 2020, yeah, they'll recast everything.
So I am not going to watch Jessica Jones Season 3 because there's no goddamn point, but I am excited about Punisher Season 2. That was a great show. And I guess there is an offshoot chance that if it's really popular, maybe they'll keep that one on. Who knows? It definitely feels like it's in its own universe anyway. But my guess is they're going to cancel it.
Daredevil had one of the best seasons yet, and they still got rid of it.
My God, it was so good. Clearly they didn't watch our fucking review, those assholes. Dicks.
They need to pay attention to us more often.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. There was a bunch of casting for the new Starman show coming into DC. I don't know. We're not going to dive into it. A bunch of people got cast. Ian Ziering, Sharknado himself, got cast as Blue Devil, which is cool.
It's going to be one of those things where it's DC for one, and it's a whole bunch of people that nobody has any goddamn idea.
Yeah, Stargirl is not going to be a show that most people are even familiar with, but hopefully if it's anything like Titans have been a little hit and miss, but it's been a pretty good first season. So DC Universe seems like they're putting a lot of money into their TV shows for that app, so let's hope so. Let's see here. Okay, a couple quick things before we move on. Venom 2 has been officially been announced. Shocker. Apparently, it may include Spider-Man. Rumor is there's a clause that Sony put into their contract with Marvel that they can include Spider-Man in any spinoffs they do. So the rumor is that Spider-Man may make an appearance in Venom 2, setting up a Spider-Man Venom Part 3.
You can thank the worldwide box office for it.
Yeah, you can. Apparently, everyone says the movie is mediocre at best, but it made almost $1 billion, which means Sony is 100% go for everything non-Spider-Man. Spider-Man?
I think China had like the biggest opening or something ever in China. So.
No, that was Aquaman. Aquaman had almost $100 million opening weekend, which is a fucking monster opening weekend for China. So I'm going to try and go see Aquaman. We're going to run out of time over the holidays. My kids want to go see Bumblebee, so I said Aquaman or Bumblebee. Looks like we're going to see Bumblebee, but I'm going to try and sneak off and see Aquaman at some point.
Even my daughter wants to see Bumblebee. She's never watched it.
Bumblebee is apparently getting really good reviews. It's like at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and everyone's saying like not only is it the best Transformer movie, it's actually like a really good movie.
Oh.
Well, it's directed by the same guy who did Kubo and the Two Strings. Two Strings. I think I always want to say Michael Knight. I think it's Travis Knight, the son of Phil Knight, the Nike owner. All right, let's see. Last couple bit of news we got here. Jeffery Dean Morgan, Negan himself, is officially returning to Supernatural for episode 300. For those of you like myself who love Supernatural, this is awesome. The Winchester dad himself is finally coming back.
For like 17 years now or something.
I believe he's on season 14, which is incredible. 300 episodes.
For a drama?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, John Winchester, the Winchester brothers' father, was in season 1, and then he died and exited the show and has not been back since. They brought back literally everybody except for him, but apparently inked a deal so he could come back for the 300th episode, which is awesome.
I heard that show is good. It
is. It's one of those shows that continually manages to reinvent itself and stay relevant, and it's really good. It's a good show.
Is it on Netflix? I'll have to try and
I believe you can watch every episode on Netflix.
Alright.
Honestly, just start with season 1 and you'll go through it. Even with 22 episodes a season, you still will enjoy almost all of them. It's a really well done show.
Season?
It's 22 episodes a season. They're on season 14. The first 5 seasons are by far the best story arc. A couple seasons in between but honestly, it continues to find its footing. It's incredible. I'm not gonna lie.
Those guys must be making some pretty good bank by now.
Oh God, they have to. The syndication alone has got to be just. So Kevin Smith always, Kevin Smith, the famous podcaster and director of Clerks. He goes up and directs a lot of CW shows now. Just Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and so he's up there on set and I don't know this because I know it's Kevin Smith. I listened to his podcast and he told this story. So he's up there and he sees a private jet on one of the CW lots or whatever, and so he's like, "Oh, how do I get on the CW jet?" And they're like, "Whoa, no, that's those Supernatural boys. That's their jet." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh yeah, Supernatural guys. They fly everywhere with their own private jets." And he's like, "Man, I got to get that Supernatural money." Dude, 14 seasons. That's what they get you. Your own private jet.
Yeah, I would assume.
I'm telling you, watch the show. They managed to somehow. Every week, it's the one show that me and my wife continually are like, "Oh, Supernatural's on, let's watch it."
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a good show.
I'll try and convince my wife to give it a shot.
Yeah, what's cool is it's a show that you guys could start and you don't have to. It's not a show that you feel like you need to binge all 22 episodes, right? You could watch it, and then whenever you're like, we don't have anything to watch, let's watch the next episode of Supernatural.
Yeah.
It's a good show. All right. Let's see. Pixar has announced its next movie. It's called Onward, and it has quite the cast. Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Octavia Spencer. They are going to voice characters in Onward. It's about two brothers who believe there's magic in the world. They're on their quest to find it. So knowing Pixar, somebody's going to die, and we're all going to cry.
It's going to be Star-Lord and Spider-Man doing sad stuff.
Pretty much. Let's see. Lucifer season 4 is coming here soon. But before it debuts, Netflix has got a deal, and I figured this was going to happen with Fox to air. They're going to carry all the seasons of Lucifer, so you can now watch every episode on Netflix.
Yay.
Check him out. A great show. I enjoy the hell out of that show. Sonic the Hedgehog got an official movie poster, and he's yoked. It looks a little strange, but until we see a trailer, I'm not going to say shit about it.
Yeah, don't care.
We already talked about Aquaman. Let's see. Avengers. Oh, Celebrity Deathmatch. Ice Cube and MTV are reviving Celebrity Deathmatch.
You know, as long as they don't bring back Beavis and Butthead, I'm all for this. I want to... who's the first celebrity that you want to see go in Celebrity Deathmatch?
Donald Trump.
No, he's not a celebrity.
I want to see him fight his hair.
Fight his hair.
And I want to see the hair win.
No, it'll be him and Nancy Pelosi.
He's not even... Oh, my God. That'd be amazing. Him and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
That would probably be too controversial. So celebrities. I would like to see...
I want to see them do, like, all the Avengers against each other.
I would like them to... Who would I like to see? I would like to see... How about Batman v Superman?
So Will Smith.
I don't even... Like, there's no celebrities I really don't even... I mean, I don't even care about celebrities. That's the hard part about Celebrity Deathmatch. I don't even care. I just can't wait to see what they do.
What their secret move is. But let's get it on.
But yeah, it's been revived. If you don't know what that is, then you're probably too young to watch our show. But in the 90s, MTV made a claymation show where celebrities would fight each other to the death, and it usually was pretty fun.
It was usually on before or after Daria, I think.
I never watched Daria. All right, last two stories we got for you guys. J.J. Abrams and Jennifer Gardner, who last did a show together a little show called Alias, which was pretty much Lost before Lost.
That show. That was the least watched show ever. It
was a great show. They are reuniting for a limited for a limited series at Apple. Which, if you own an Apple device like we do, you get it for free. So I'm super excited about that.
Free stuff. Thank you, Apple.
So whatever. Last two times those two got together, shit was awesome. I'm excited for that. Like we talked about earlier, Doctor Strange 2 has officially been greenlit. The original director has been brought back. And then finally, before we move on to our From the Faithful 50, a little trailer I wanted to break down. Forgot about it in the trailer section earlier tonight, but that's what Scotch and whiskey will do to you, people.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're drinking a bunch of White Walkers.
But there's a trailer I want to break down that I saw and I did not know was coming, and very rarely nowadays do we get something that is like, holy shit, I didn't know about this, and I'm super excited for it. A little trailer called Brightburn dropped, and I knew nothing about it. All I knew is that Sony was doing it, and it was from James Gunn. So I'm like, ooh, this is cool. Checked it out. Holy shit, it's fucking awesome. Basically, imagine if you've seen Man of Steel, when it showed Clark as a kid with Kevin Costner and Diane Lane raising him. Imagine that, but instead of him finding hope, he decides he wants to murder everybody.
That's what I was so confused at the very beginning.
It is literally a ripoff of Man of Steel.
I'm sitting there, I'm like...
They use the same colors. They use the same kind of music. They use the same kind of farmhouse and settings, and like points where he's like got a cape and he's kind of running around, and you're like, oh, this is great. And then he just turns into a murder alien rage monster and kills everybody.
The hard part was when I was sitting there and I kept thinking, like, the first time I was watching it, like, wait, did they announce a Superman
sequel again?
And I was sitting there, I was like, I don't remember being a Superman. And then by the time, like, I was trying to, like, get it, thought process going through my head, it just, like, turned, like, 180 and then...
Yeah, it was... Dude, the end, so... We'll talk about the trailer in a second, what I think about it, but the very end scene where it shows him kind of floating and everybody's terrified, and then there's a girl, like a waitress inside of a freezer, and she's trying to like hold her mouth so she won't make any noise, and all of a sudden it starts burning, and he rips it off, and there's this floating kid with the red cape and this creepy ass mask, and he like super speeds at her. I was like, holy shit!
Is this like a weird Superman movie?
Yeah, I mean, listen, this isn't the first time. I mean, I've heard the same thing from a lot of people, like, holy shit, they're going to get sued. This is not the first time that somebody's told a Superman story where Superman was evil. Mark Millar did it, I think, with Irredeemable. Even Marvel did it with Supreme, where there's a Superman-type character who lives on a universe where he's evil. The idea of an all-powerful alien demigod who turns bad is not one that has not been told before, but we've not seen it on the big screen, and it really looks like an alien. Here's what I think. I think we're gonna find out that an alien race sent a child down and like weaponized him, right? So the whole idea is that you're gonna get this all-powerful Superman story, but really it's like a fucking weapon sent from an alien race to kill everybody.
Here to bend up all your forks.
Yeah, this first part where you start realizing the kid's something wrong with the kid. He's thinking, like looking off into the distance, and he's like start gnawing on his fork, and his dad's like, "Hey, what the shit?"
Yeah, like the fork's all bent.
This movie is every parent's worst nightmare. What if your child had superpowers?
Yeah, every adopted parent nightmare.
And fuck every parent. Can you imagine dude? I can't even imagine if Chuck had superpowers. Like, be over. You know what this kid tells me today? She goes, so a little side story. Here's a Chuckism for you guys. So, I work at a uniform company. We deliver laundry and stuff. And so my daughter goes, so I'm joking this morning. I got to drop him off at the daycare lady. And I say, hey, I'm taking you guys to work with me. And my oldest goes, oh, okay, cool, Dad. My youngest, she still kind of speaks with a little bit of an accent. She goes, oh. She goes, well, I want to go work with you, Dad. And I was like, why not? And she goes, because I don't want to get my fingers cut off. And I'm like, why would you get your fingers cut off? She goes, because you guys like make shirts. So you have knives and you have like things that chop. And I'm like, we don't actually make shirts.
You're not like in there like pressing.
Yeah, I was like, we don't make shirts at our work. She goes, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah. I go, yeah, somebody else makes them. She goes, well, who makes them? I was like, I don't know, somebody else. And she's like, does Wobots make them? I'm like, robots? Why do robots make my shirts? And she goes, are they robots who chop off your fingers? And I'm like, no, robots don't chop off my fingers at my work. And she's like, I think they do. I think they chop off your fingers and they make the shirts. And I'm like, get in the fucking car. So I don't want that girl having laser beam eyes and the ability to fly at super speeds.
Yeah, she would just be hovering over your bed every night while you sleep.
Oh God, she'd be like a psycho cat. But yeah, Brightburn, check it out. Let us know what you guys think. I'm pretty excited for it. It's I'm not even a big horror fan, but it looks like a cool movie to circumvent your expectations.
I might not be creeped out enough.
Yeah. It's it looks like a fun horror movie, like a movie that's going to be creepy but also has a cool twist. So anyway, check it out. But that is all we got for Ninja News for our news. I think we have some questions though. So now it's time for From the Fateful 50, the segment where you guys get to make your mark on this show.
Yes,
and you guys are the best. We are the best listeners.
Every Thursday, I put up a post. And if you want to have us answer a question, or if you just want to write something that you want to get off your chest, and then we'll read it for the internet, and you can have your 5 seconds of internet fame.
5 seconds. Like I've said many times, that's all I need, Ryan.
Yes. So let's see. Who's first up? We have Jeff. And he says he has 2 questions and a recommendation. So he went above and beyond. So let's see. He says, what do we think of Elseworlds? We did not talk about that at all.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess we could have reviewed it. Maybe next week.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you'd watched it. Have you watched it all?
It's only 3 episodes, right? It was just
yes. Did you watch them all?
and Supergirl. I haven't watched them yet.
Well, that is why we didn't review it on the show.
I know. We'll review it next week, Jeff.
I watched them all. I liked it, Jeff. I'm with you. I think in the comments he went on to say the first two were good, but the third one was kind of a letdown. I tend to agree with you. The first two did a good job of building up. I was not all that impressed by the evil Superman versus the good Superman fights. It was kind of a little bit of a letdown. But I did enjoy it. I thought it was fun. I liked how they introduced.
Was Batwoman all right? Or?
Yeah, Batwoman was cool. You could tell she has no major plot points in the story though, so it really feels like they wanted to introduce her and they just found a way to do it. That being said, she's really good. I really like Ruby Rose as God, what's her name? Kane. Can't remember her name, but as Batwoman. She's cool. She seems athletically gifted, and you believe her fight scenes. Like, they do a good job of, like, Flash is cool, Arrow's a badass, but when Batwoman shows up, everyone's like, holy shit, and she just fucks shit up, right? You can tell, like, there's a different level of Batman, of Bat people than, like, the superheroes we get now. So, I really enjoyed her. I liked Elseworlds. I think last year was still a better... So the first time they did this, they did a thing where, like, each show had its own episode that tied into those characters. Last year when they did it, they basically made a 3-hour movie that they cut up into 3 parts, which I think was the best way to do it. This episode, this Elseworlds, they kind of went back to the episodic thing where it was the cast of Flash, cast of Arrow, cast of Supergirl, and the story kind of jumped over 3 shows. It was good, but I really enjoyed the movie the way they did it the last year, where it was one big movie. But no, it was good. I enjoyed it. It definitely was kind of a letdown. It didn't feel nearly as epic as last year's crossover.
Well, I'll watch it, and then we'll talk about it next week more in depth, just for you, Jeff.
Yeah, the only thing I will say is I originally liked I forget his name, Tyler Hoechlin or something as Superman. I didn't like him as much in this one. He kind of, I was like, it was a little too almost slapsticky, goofy. He just wasn't that powerful, it didn't seem. I was just kind of like, come on. Superman's like, I'm Superman, and then I'm going to leave. I'll see you later, Lois. I don't know. I was not nearly as impressed with Superman in this as I have been in the past. I mean, they clearly are tying it. They clearly want to, like, get rid of Superman, have this be the Supergirl show, and they definitely lay the foundation for a Supergirl Batwoman kind of crossover, which would be kind of cool. So, but I don't know, I liked it overall. I enjoyed it. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. It was fun.
Yeah, Jeff, and then he went on to say that he's a season or 2 seasons behind on most of the shows, but he watched a crossover, and he thought the first 2 were strong when they finished a little weak. Pretty much what you were saying. And then he enjoyed it. He said Batwoman's awesome. Then he wants to know what are our thoughts on Tyler Hoechlin as Superman, and now that he's held the role for a bit.
And I kind of touched on that. I don't mind him as Superman. He's not my Superman.
Yeah, you like the older, beefier Superman?
Tyler definitely tries to channel his inner Christopher Reeves, which is fine, but there's only one Christopher Reeves Superman, and it's Christopher Reeves. I feel like if you're going to be Superman, be your own Superman, right? Like, Tom Welling was his own Superman. I'm a big fan of the new Superman in the DC universe with
Henry Cavill.
And I like them all. I feel like, and I don't mind Tyler. He's all right. I just feel like he tries to be too many versions of Superman that have already come before him.
Let's see. And then Jeff, he said his recommendation is that if you're someone who enjoys Game of Thrones and you're not watching Vikings, give it a watch because it's available on Amazon Prime.
We have literally recommended Vikings on this show probably 20 times.
Yes. I watched the first episode of the new season.
I've not watched any of the new season yet.
And it is the
first episode.
I've
been saving it up. I'm going to try and binge it like over a week.
Yeah. It's
so good.
We're definitely going to dive deep into Vikings once Brian starts getting into it.
Yes, Jeff, I completely agree with you. Actually, you know what? We'll commit to once the season's over, we'll do a season recap review.
All
right. What else we got?
We have a question.
Thank you, Jeff, for your question.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. And now we have one from Boring Chris.
Ugh, hate that guy.
He thinks that there should be a reality TV show about the people who shop at Walmart.
Oh, fuck yeah, I agree with that.
Be the real people of Walmart.
Ugh.
Go to different Walmarts around the nation and profile the most exciting people you see there.
I almost feel like that show would have to be real people of Walmart with a question mark.
People of Walmart website?
Yeah, there's a people of Walmart website where they take pictures of these crazy lunatics doing great. You know, I don't shop at Walmart, I'll be honest. I don't like their business practices. I don't like the way they treat their employees, and I don't like the fact that they have like 3 tellers and 30 check stands, right? I don't go to Walmart a lot, but the few times I've gone, I'm just like, I one time watched 3 people get out of a car wearing parkas in the snow, and they pulled their 2 infant children out who were literally just wearing diapers and carried them into the store. I'm like, you are wearing a parka because you know it's snowing and it's 5 degrees, yet your 2 children are literally just wearing diapers and nothing else, but you have no problem carrying them in the fucking cold into Walmart.
We went to the Walmart near us one time, and then on the news, like a week later, we saw that there was like somebody had like pulled out a gun and like fired it like inside the Walmart or something. We're like, nope, never going to that Walmart ever again.
Here's the problem, Chris. I think on the surface, a people of Walmart show would sound really funny, but eventually I think it would just end up being really fucking sad. I think it'd just be like watching episodes of Cops.
But everybody would want their faces blurred because they don't want people to know that they're there at Walmart.
It'd be a bunch of people yelling at a checker who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about how they happen to find a TV, a $1,000 TV in the toy section under a tag that said $5.99, and they want it for $5.99.
Yeah, and then once a year they'll do the holiday special for Black Friday and just show people just
knifing each other for socks for 99 cents. I just, listen, if you watch our show and you shop at Walmart, we are not, you feel free to shop wherever you want to. But every time I go to Walmart, which is not very often, I feel like I need a shower when I leave.
Yeah, my own personal preferences is not to shop at Walmart.
Go to Target. It's like the Walmart that you don't feel bad about.
Yeah, and it's a little more brighter.
Or go to Amazon. I mean, the owner's equally a douche, but hey, they'll drop it right off at your house.
We got like 60 boxes because we bought our stuff for Christmas on Amazon.
Well, you need to watch out for porch pirates, Ryan. People will come steal your shit off your porch. What a bunch of assholes. All right. What else you got?
All right, next up. Last but not least, maybe our favorite person that we like to talk about on the show.
Is it Christine?
Of course it's Christine.
She is our favorite. I mean, we like Jeff. I mean, we don't like Boring Chris, but we definitely like Jeff. But Christine is the best.
Yes. She pretty much already just climbed up to the top. I mean, it wasn't much of a contest.
You're just being nice because she liked your NFL show.
I am being extra nice because she talked nice about my son. Let's see. So Christine said she watched the Ant-Man movies, so I'm guessing that means she watched both of them.
Yes.
1 and 2, and she wants to know if the mom was subatomic for 30 years, does that mean the Yellow Jacket is still out there, and will he come back?
So, Christine, I want you to know that I saw your question, and I literally did research. I watched the ending of Ant-Man just to refresh myself so I knew what I was talking about. Okay, so...
Subatomic?
Yes. So Ant-Man fucked with his suit so it collapsed him, but we never technically see him go subatomic. You see his arm like shrink in, his other arm shrink in, his leg shrink in. I always took it that Yellow Jacket like was crushed in his own suit, but hypothetically it doesn't say. He could be going, because Ant-Man fucked with his suit so it would shrink. Technically, Yellow Jacket could have gone subatomic as well, and just did it in like stages. I don't know what that did to his body. It looked pretty bad, but But yeah, honestly, Christine, Yellowjacket could still technically be alive. If they wanted to bring him back, it'd be a very easy way to do it. I'd always just kind of assumed he was dead. Apparently, the director, when someone asked him, is he officially dead? And he says, I don't know, is he? So, I mean, they've definitely left the door open for him to come back. I liked him as a villain. I kind of wish he'd been in the Ant-Man and the Wasp. I didn't enjoy that one nearly as much as the first one. But I think part of it was because I really did like Yellowjacket as a villain. Hopefully he comes back. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He could come back. I think he did go subatomic, and he is probably hanging out in the quantum realm. In fact, if you watch Ant-Man and the Wasp again, when they go to hang out with when they go to rescue Janet, apparently you can see somebody else in the background. So a lot of people have speculated that it might be Yellowjacket, that he did go to the quantum realm. So you could be on to something. I
just assumed that Yellowjacket just like collapsing on himself.
Ryan hasn't even seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, but he doesn't know.
Wow. I think that's a very, very good plausibility.
But yes, my original thought is that he died, that he, like Ryan said, collapsed on himself and was kind of squished. But right out of the words of the director's mouth, is he dead? Who knows? Who's to say? So, great question. All right, is that it? Is that all the questions we got?
That's all I had.
All right, well, thank you, everybody who submitted a question. We really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and we thank you for coming back every week. It really does make this a lot of fun. So, you guys are the best. All right, we've gone long, as usual, shocker. But before we get out of here, Ryan, do you have a recommendation, something you should or shouldn't be wasting your time doing?
So, I think that if you... like Jeff kind of mentioned earlier, if you're missing out on Game of Thrones, or even if you're not watching Vikings.
You stole Jeff's recommendation.
No, I am saying that on Netflix, you should be watching The Last Kingdom. That just had season 3 released.
Ooh.
It's more about the Saxons.
Is that a good? So it's a good show? I keep seeing it pop up, but I've never watched it.
I binge watched. I set aside everything I was watching and plowed through the whole 3rd season.
All right. I'll check it out.
Really, really, really good. It's like Vikings, but from more of the Saxon standpoint, and it would be Vikings like a couple of generations after Ragnar.
So it's like England. It's like England and stuff.
Yeah. So it's like it'd be like Ragnar's grandson.
Okay. All right. So the Last Kingdom on.
The Last Kingdom on Netflix.
On Netflix.
It's a lot of fighting. Uhtred, son of Uhtred, the main person. He was born in England, but he was captured by the Saxons and raised as a Dane, and now he's back and trying to figure out where his place is, and the Kingdom of Mercia and stuff like that. And
all right. I'm going to check it out. So a good companion piece to Vikings.
Yes.
All right. Last Kingdom on Netflix. Available now. My recommendation this week is the movie Skyscraper, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I bought Rampage earlier this year, and it was not a great movie. I regret buying it immediately. But so we kind of paused a little bit when Skyscraper came out, but officially you can rent it now for $5. And me and the wife were on the couch doing a little drinking on a Sunday and going, you know what? I want to watch a movie that's fun and we don't have to think too much. And we rented Skyscraper. And goddamn it, if it's not exactly that movie that we were looking for. It's actually a lot of fun. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does some incredible, weird, lunatic things. It's a little bit like Die Hard, but not really. He's a one-legged man who can take an unusual amount of pain. I'm not really sure why they even made him a one-legged man in this movie, but it's a fun movie. It's, you care about the family. It's got a little more heart than I anticipated. Is it dumb? Yes, it's dumb, but it's entertaining. You don't have to think too much, and especially if you're having a few cocktails, it's a perfect movie to watch. So, Skyscraper.
It felt like that movie came out at a time when there were like 6 Rock movies.
Yeah. It was Jumanji, Rampage, and Skyscraper all came out within like 3 months of each other. And unfortunately, Rampage should have been the one that tanked, and Skyscraper should have done better because it's a better movie than Rampage. Not as good as Jumanji, but it's a good movie. If we were reviewing this, if Ryan had seen it, we'd be definitely doing this under Crap or Craptastic. I would definitely call this a Craptastic gem. It's an entertaining movie. Is it good? It's dumb as hell, but it's enjoyable. I enjoyed it a lot, and cared about it, and it was fun to watch. So, Skyscraper, available now at Redbox or on demand. Or you can buy it, I guess. I probably wouldn't buy it. Maybe $7. Yeah. Maybe it's on sale.
Seems like it's a more rentable.
Definitely a rental. Solid rental, or even wait for like HBO, I guess. But it's definitely worth watching. Check it out. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. And before we get out of here, Ryan can tell you where you can find us if you didn't already know.
You can find us everywhere on the internet, Brian. We are on YouTube as a Geek Dad Report.
Twitter. We on
Pornhub? I did not tell you about that
Pretty sure you're on Grindr. All right, continue.
Just me with no clothes on doing a solo show that I haven't been telling you about.
All right.
But we're also on YouTube at the Geek Dad Report, Twitter at the Geek Dad Report. Brian is BrianWars53, and I am Big Bruiser. On Facebook, Geek Dad Report. And you can also find us on podhell.com with our friends, the Utah Outcasts.
Which I've gone on the show a few times, so you should check those episodes out as well. They're the best ones that they've ever done.
Brian vent his political rage. That is the show to go to.
Yes.
So make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment, because we like talking to people and finding out if you actually like something that we did.
Yeah, quick shout out to our latest subscriber, Darth Maul. Thank you for subscribing. I don't know what to say. It's not very often a Lord of the Sith subscribes to your show. I'm glad that you found time between getting cut in half and getting your robot legs to like our show and watch everything. You're a treasure, and we thank you for commenting and being part of the Faithful 50. You're great. Yes. I'd also like to give a shout out to Johnny Walker, our official, unofficial sponsor, who's now entitled to give us $1,000 in a check.
We will be tagging them on every single post.
White
just
Walker.
To see.
White Walker Scotch. It'll make you more manly by owning it.
I really hope when I go to the liquor store it's there.
Ryan is going to buy a bottle. It's going to increase he's going to get an upgrade. It's a +2 upgrade. All right, whatever. It's late. Do you have anything else you want to add to the show?
No, it's 1 a.m. All
right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Until next week, stay fucking awesome.
And stay nerdy.